Hello, I'm Soap. Today I'm going to be talking about my opinions on the new Merry Marching Band set. I'm obviously glad that we're getting so many sets this year, but I feel like it's kind of going to set us up for disappointment in future years, because we've been given 3 diamond sets, 1 toy set, and 1 mermaid set. They won't be able to do that every year, that's just unrealistic, so people are just going to be disappointed when next Glitterfrost comes around. Also, I'm currently broke right now, so I feel like they could have spread this out across a few years, but I am glad that the set is out now. I know they did this when the Chrome set came out, but I'm so glad that they changed the interface in the shop because it was so busy before. But it also highlights how much we've got this year. Like, this is going to be really overwhelming for new players who haven't even got all the sets yet. Okay, let's talk about price. The set is 133,000, which isn't that bad compared to the other sets, I think. And the shoes themselves are 42,000, which is really cheap for shoes. I feel like this is a pretty cheap set. I'm not sure about the really old ones, and I know a lot of people complain about prices often, but I don't think there's much to complain about for this one. I think it's pretty reasonable. This is what the full set looks like. It's pretty good. I always appreciate a new instrument because this reminds me a lot of the harp that we got from Everfriend, which you can also play, and I'll be talking about the individual items of the set in a bit. So first, the Merry Marching Band rhythm drum. It has 6 toggles. Obviously it looks like a marching band drum. There is a mild problem with the heart glitching into the drum. The highlight of this drum is, for me, is probably the little wings. I think they're very cute. Then there's the Merry Marching Band hat. I don't know how to pronounce that, but there are 6 toggles. You can have it shorter and higher, and obviously you can change the height of the hat. But the feather doesn't really show up that well for me, and I was kind of the same problem with like the fallen face stuff, and I think it's just a problem with decals for me. Now on to my favourite part of the set, the Merry Marching Band Prestige jacket. It gives kind of K-pop Demon Hunter vibes, and I kind of wish this came out when I was doing cosplays of them. But my favourite part of the sleeve is the one where it flares out, which reminds me a lot of the Shadow Empress sleeves. Anyways, I just really like overlayers. Now the Merry Marching Band Parade bodice. I appreciate the crop top toggle and the chain toggle, but I have a mild problem with the chains themselves because they're exactly like the Avrilla chains, and like I said, decals don't show up well for me, so they look a bit stupid, but I do like the overall vibe of this and the little like clover shaped pins. Now on to the Merry Marching Band twirl skirt. I don't really know what to say about this skirt, but I really like it. It's stunning. It feels very unique in shape. It reminds me a lot of like older skirts, but like better. My favourite toggles of the skirt are probably the longer ones because it really does give ballroom vibes, and I really like the cohesiveness of the set because everything seems like it matches. I really like the ruffles. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. Now onto the Merry Marching Band prance boots. So in all toggles there are like trousers, and then there are like just trousers versions. I feel like these have better proportions than the Ballroom Butler set in terms of like legs actually having shape instead of just being like straight downwards. You can also change the height of the shoes, and this has been like a common thing in the most recent shoes, so I appreciate that. Plus I do really like the fur and like the little bows on the sides of the more feminine versions of the boots. What the masculine version of the set looks like. I mean, yeah, it's not that bad. Definitely compared to the Ballroom Butler is a lot better. It's not like diabolical, but I'm sure a lot of mask people still want the old bodies back, but there's not much we can do about that. I'm now going to be looking at the Merry Marching Band faces. I don't really have high hopes, and well, it looks much cuter in its image. Well, I'm more of a custom face kind of gal. I don't really like either of these faces, but they're definitely here. That's all I've got to say really. Recently I've been making my opinion videos on the toy sets rather than the diamond sets. If you want to hear me talk about the diamond sets and basically all of Glitterfrost up until dancing got introduced to the ballroom, then I made a podcast episode on that. So that's it with this video. If you want to see more from me, like and subscribe, follow my TikToks, Twitter, I don't really post on it, but yeah. And I also post my podcast to Spotify. Thanks for watching.